Welcome, everyone, to another thrilling episode of our podcast, Love Languages, Understanding and Applying. I'm your host, and today we're diving into the fascinating world of love languages. If you've ever wondered why some gestures make your partner glow while others fall flat, this is the episode for you. Joining me is my incredible co-host. So let's get started. What do you think about love languages, and why are they so important?
Oh, I love this topic. Love languages are essential because they help us understand how to express and receive love most effectively. Sometimes we can be speaking different love languages without even realizing it, and that can lead to misunderstandings and hurt feelings. I'm super excited to learn more about each one today. Can you give us a quick overview of the 5 love languages?
Absolutely. The 5 love languages are words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. Each language represents a unique way that people feel loved and appreciated. For example, someone who speaks words of affirmation feels loved when they hear compliments and words of encouragement. On the other hand, someone who values acts of service feels loved when their partner helps with chores or tasks. It's fascinating how these languages can vary so much from person to person. So let's start with words of affirmation. What do you think about this one?
Words of affirmation are so important, but they can also be tricky. Some people just love hearing, "I love you" all the time, while others might not feel the same way. Can you share some examples of how to use words of affirmation effectively?
Great question. Words of affirmation go beyond just saying "I love you." They can include compliments, expressing appreciation, and even writing love letters. For example, if your partner has a big presentation at work, you could write them a note to wish them luck and tell them how proud you are. Or if they did something nice for you, make sure to thank them and let them know how much it means. It's about being specific and genuine. What about you? Have you ever felt the impact of words of affirmation in your relationships?
Oh, definitely. I remember when my partner surprised me with a handwritten note on my birthday. It was so heartfelt and detailed, and it made me feel so loved and special. It's not just about the words, but the effort and thought behind them. Speaking of effort, let's talk about acts of service. How do these work in a relationship?
Acts of service are all about showing love through actions. It could be anything from doing the dishes, helping with a project, or even running errands. The key is to do things that your partner values and that make their life easier. For example, if your partner is swamped with work, offering to cook dinner or clean the house can be a huge relief and a clear sign of your love. It's about being attentive to what they need and stepping in to help. Have you ever experienced the power of acts of service?
Yeah, absolutely. One time, my partner saw that I was really stressed about a deadline, and he offered to take care of our dog and do all the household chores for the weekend. It was such a relief, and it made me feel so supported. It's amazing how a little bit of help can go a long way. Moving on, what about receiving gifts? How do these fit into the love languages?
Receiving gifts is about feeling loved through tangible symbols of affection. It's not about the cost or the size of the gift, but the thought and effort behind it. For example, bringing home your partner's favorite coffee or a small trinket that reminds them of a special moment can be incredibly meaningful. It's about showing that you were thinking of them and that you care. Have you ever received a gift that really made you feel loved?
Oh, yes. I once received a custom-made necklace that had a small engraving of a meaningful quote from my partner. It was so personal and thoughtful, and I wear it all the time. It's a constant reminder of our connection. Now let's talk about quality time. How does spending time together fit into the love languages?
Quality time is all about giving your undivided attention to your partner. It's about being present and engaged, whether you're having a deep conversation, going on a date, or just enjoying a quiet evening together. The key is to create meaningful moments where you can connect and bond. For example, planning a weekend getaway or even a regular date night can be a great way to strengthen your relationship. What are some ways you like to spend quality time with your loved ones?
I love going on hikes and exploring new places together. It's a way to create new memories and share experiences. Another thing I enjoy is cooking meals together. It's a fun and relaxing activity that allows us to spend time together and enjoy the fruits of our labor. Physical touch is another important love language. Can you tell us more about that?
Physical touch is about feeling loved through physical connection. This can include holding hands, hugging, kissing, or even just a pat on the back. For some people, physical touch is a powerful way to feel security and connection. It's important to be aware of your partner's comfort level and to respect their boundaries. For example, if your partner is having a tough day, a hug or a shoulder rub can be incredibly comforting. Have you ever felt the impact of physical touch in your relationships?
Absolutely. I remember when my partner gave me a surprise massage after a long and stressful day at work. It was so relaxing and made me feel so cared for. It's amazing how a simple gesture can make such a big difference. Now let's talk about combining love languages. How can we use multiple languages to strengthen our relationships?
Combining love languages is a great way to show a deeper level of love and commitment. For example, you could write a heartfelt note, words of affirmation, and include a small gift, receiving gifts. Or you could plan a romantic date night, quality time, and end it with a cozy hug, physical touch. The key is to be observant and creative. By using multiple languages, you can create a well-rounded and fulfilling relationship. What are some ways you've combined love languages in your life?
One time, I surprised my partner with a homemade dinner, acts of service, and a personalized playlist, words of affirmation. It was a way to show that I was thinking of them and that I cared about their happiness. It was a really special evening. Now, let's talk about common misunderstandings. What are some pitfalls to avoid when it comes to love languages?
Common misunderstandings often arise when people assume that what makes them feel loved will make their partner feel loved too. For example, if you speak words of affirmation and your partner values acts of service, constantly showering them with compliments might not have the same impact. It's important to communicate and understand each other's love languages. Another pitfall is not being consistent. Love languages need to be practiced regularly to have a lasting impact. Have you ever experienced a misunderstanding due to love languages?
Yes. One time I thought my partner would appreciate a surprise weekend trip, quality time, but they actually preferred staying home and relaxing. It was a bit of a misstep, but it helped us both understand each other's preferences better. Now, let's talk about real-world applications. How can we apply love languages in our daily lives?
Real-world applications are all about being intentional and consistent. It's about noticing the small things and taking action. For example, if you know your partner values receiving gifts, you can make it a habit to bring them small tokens of appreciation. If they value quality time, make sure to schedule regular date nights or activities that you both enjoy. It's also about being adaptable and flexible. Life is busy, but making time for love languages can make a huge difference. How do you apply love languages in your daily life?
I try to be mindful of the little things. For example, if I see a book that my partner would love, I'll pick it up for them. Or if they're having a bad day, I'll make sure to give them a hug and listen to them. It's about being present and attentive. Finally, let's talk about building stronger relationships. How can understanding love languages help us in the long run?
Understanding love languages can help build stronger, more fulfilling relationships by fostering deeper connection and communication. When you know how to speak your partner's love language, you can show them that you care and are committed to their happiness. It can also help resolve conflicts and prevent misunderstandings. By being proactive and intentional, you can create a strong foundation of love and trust. What are your thoughts on building stronger relationships through love languages?
I think it's incredibly powerful. When both partners understand each other's love languages, it can create a sense of mutual support and appreciation. It's like speaking a secret language that only the two of you understand. It's a beautiful way to strengthen your bond and build a lasting relationship. Thank you so much for this amazing conversation and for all the insights and tips on love languages. I'm sure our listeners are feeling inspired and ready to apply these in their own lives.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We hope you found this episode helpful and enjoyable. Remember, Understanding and applying love languages can transform your relationships and bring you closer to the people you love. Stay tuned for more episodes, and don't forget to subscribe and share with your loved ones. Until next time, keep spreading the love.